Good DMV and across the nation. Welcome to the Commission's Corner of the DMV Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm Don Idabot, and on today's show, we'll have the second part of the Commissioner Spotlight on a 140-team fantasy football league. Thank you all for joining the show. Please check out the Substack and YouTube page at DMV Commish, then hit that subscribe button. Also, check out our DMV hat merchandise at No Bot Shop LLC on Mercari.com for customized hat designs. All right, on the show, we welcome our friend from up north and commissioner of the NCAA NFL Crossover Fantasy Football League, TK Simpson. How are you doing today?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Great having you on the show. So, before we get into the fantasy football talk, as far as how you commission your 120-team league, I understand that you're from Canada. From which part again?
Regina, Saskatchewan.
Gotcha, Saskatchewan. And so I know you're a big Raptors fan, if I understand correct.
Yeah, big Raptors.
So, tell me about what's going on with the Kawhi Leonard deal. Is that fully off the table?
I'm just ready to find out there's another deal under the table that no one knew about. So, as of right now, I don't know. He might be there. He might not be there. Hopefully he's there, because if not, I'm sure that'll be a little awkward with the guys having to come back in. But hopefully he's around.
Yeah, so, I mean, the Eastern Conference is only becoming more stacked with what's going on with LeBron and Philadelphia. I mean, Boston's retooling, but they're still a pretty good team. Miami gets Giannis. I live out in the D.C. area, and, they were able to – and the Wizards were able to get Trae Young and Anthony Davis with the number one pick of A.J. DeBonta. So, and then you also have the New York Knicks. I mean, everyone's kind of slept on the Knicks, and they're the NBA champions, and – obviously very battle tested with Mike Brown and Jalen Brunson. So as a Raptors fan, what would be your expectations? Let's just say Kawhi is with the team.
Assuming Kawhi's around?
Yeah, assuming Kawhi is there, what are your expectations with and without Kawhi?
Well, with Kawhi, I mean, obviously health's a big one, right? So if he's around, he plays 60 games, 65 games, something like that. I think you pretty much have to – I'm thinking the team's probably hoping they're a top 3 seed. I think that's probably worst case scenario, like if he's actually healthy, assuming everyone else is healthy as well. But if he's not healthy, then who knows? They'll probably in the lottery. Like you said, the East is pretty stacked. Like there's going to be some team that finishes 11th this year, doesn't even make the play, and it's probably going to be a pretty solid team. And I'm going to guess it's going to be based off who's healthy.
Yeah, and Kawhi, I know he's kind of been up and down in terms of availability, but when he's on the court, I mean, he literally carried. I mean, obviously the Raptors had some really good players during the championship with Kyle Lowry, Kawhi, Siakam. I mean, that was a really underrated team under Nick Nurse. And so, I mean, if Kawhi can play, I mean, I think that elevates, kind of like what you're saying, elevates you guys to the top 3 ceiling. But then how do you feel against teams like the Knicks and even the Celtics and the Sixers?
I mean, personally, I know this is kind of probably a homer take here, but I'm not sold on the Sixers at all. Expecting Embiid to be healthy that long, expecting LeBron at what he's going to be 42.
42, yeah.
42, yeah. And I'm kind of a Jalen Brown hater, so I don't know. I'm a little skeptical of that team there. I don't really know what's going to happen. And being a Jalen Brown hater, I think the Celtics are going to be just fine. In all honesty, they're pretty much taking back the same team. They're putting in Tatum instead of Brown, and then they're just adding Paul George, right? So and Mitchell Robinson. So I mean, it's a pretty good roster there, because they won 58 last year, 57. So
correct.
I think Boston's probably the team to beat. No offense to New York fans, but I think Boston's probably 1, New York's probably 2, and then kind of in that 3, 4, 5 area, you probably have Philly, Indiana, Toronto, Cleveland. I guess that's 6 now, but there's a lot of teams up there. It literally could go any way, I think, outside of maybe Boston and New York slotting out 1, 2. I can see anyone finishing 3 through 8.
Okay, so I know Jalen Brown's a bit of an acquired taste. I mean, I'll just give you full disclosure. I'm more of an NFL guy than an NBA guy.
Yeah.
I grew up in Missouri, so we didn't have an NBA team, but I've adopted the Wizards as my team, and so I follow them quite a bit and go to their games. But I do know Brown's obviously a really good player, and sometimes he kind of gives off that vibe of being trying to be the smartest guy in the room. But what stands out to him as far as, if you don't mind me asking, as far as what makes him unlikable for you?
Well, I mean, if you've been able to tell just from being in the league with me a bit, I like to deep dive into the analytics and stuff quite a bit.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
they haven't been overly favorable for him in his career. I think he's had like negative on off for like 7 or 8 years in a row here now or something. And team has like, I think the Celtics have won at like, I want to say it's like a 65 game win pace when he misses games or something crazy like that. It just seems like Boston doesn't miss a beat when he's off the court. Pretty average efficiency for a high usage guy. So I could see him kind of maybe being exposed a bit in Philly, especially when he's going to be more of an off-ball guy now, and he hasn't exactly been a very good off-ball player his entire career. So kind of how I see that heading. But
that is a breakdown I have not really heard. Well, I guess I'm not a huge NBA. I mean, I love the NBA, but I don't follow it that deeply. But that's a very interesting take. I'll have to. I do like to get into the analytics myself, but I have to read more up on that as far as Brown's compatibility. And
like I said, I'm a pretty big Brown hater, so take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, let's just let's get right into why I brought you on the show today.
Yep.
And that's, you're a commissioner of this ginormous 120 team league that is basically administered on the Sleeper app. Yeah. And so kind of like what I was asking Cam, who's one of the other kind of like one of your sidekicks that helps you run the league. So
Cam's a big part of this. So
it's like I've definitely appreciated him coming on the show. And so similar to what I asked him, I mean, this league has over 120 teams across multiple conferences.
Yeah.
What inspired you to create this league this big, and then run me through how it started?
Yeah, well, it got started. Well, the first one, and Cam talked about it a little bit too, but it got started back in, I want to say it was COVID when we started up the basketball version of this. And I just saw a Reddit post one day and kind of just on a whim joined this league and, kind of liked it. And I think it might have been after the first year. There was a guy in Discord who just was like, hey, like, what if we started an NFL version of this? And I was like, cool, I'll join. I don't want to commission it by any means, but I will join and help you out or whatever. So I kind of helped this guy out. And then maybe 3 or 4 weeks in, that guy just absolutely ghosts us, disappears, and suddenly I'm stuck running this league. So here I am, just acquired a new league to run. And I think we started the first year with like 3 conferences, because I really didn't want to do it. So we kept it nice and small off the bat, just 3 12-team conferences. And then we went to 4, and then we went to 6. And then this year we got a little ambitious and we went to 12. So I think it's 144 teams actually, not 120, but it's a heck of an overtaking. Like a lot of teams involved, a lot of different people, a lot of personalities, but it's been pretty fun over the last, I think this is year 5.
Wow. That's a pretty big undertaking. I mean, that's were you a commissioner in the past?
Yeah.
Okay.
I ran all like my home leagues here with all my like your real life buddies and that. So I've been running leagues probably now for a decade or so. And I had to run some football leagues just online. Like I have a 32 team NFL league and a couple other ones that aren't, as out there or extraordinary, but this one was by far the biggest undertaking I've ever taken on, and it's a free league. So all the other ones I have are usually money leagues, but so I kind of got, not stuck doing it, but we had already acquired, I think, like 30 guys, and then all of a sudden the regular commissioner just bailed out on us. So I was like, well, we already got all these guys here, so I'm not going to let this thing die. So me and Cam, me off the start, and then just over the years, Cam kind of stepped up. We've had guys join too, like Jay Stu. He's in there. He's a pretty big help. He likes to, he's got good ideas and all that. And McCade now is making a good website for us. And it's just kind of been a collective effort. Like I know I'm like the commissioner or whatever, but like it really wouldn't be possibly done without the group of it's probably 4 or 5 of us that I'd say really get this league going every year.
Yeah, that just shows, when you work as a team, what things, like the big things that can come out of it.
Yeah.
And I guess as far as getting this league started and this commissioner, kind of leaving, did he or she ever try to come back to join? And
no,
then your guys like, no?
No, it was actually kind of funny because when you sent me this, like the kind of the outline of what we were going to talk about here today, and then the one question you had there was like, how'd this thing start? And I was trying to think like, what was this guy's name? And I tried to go back and figure out what it was, and I don't remember who it was. They could join tomorrow, and I would have no idea it's the same person.
So it's cool because when I started, so as a commissioner, I've been running my leagues for about 20 years, but it's pretty standard. It first started out as a 12-team league, and then it morphed into like this super 16 to 18 team league that we had in the early years. But then I think right around 2014, we decided to split it up into 2 leagues, and so we have a promotion relegation system where we have a top division of 12 teams and then a bottom division of 6 teams. And they're basically just a lot of my closest friends from college. And it's been pretty, but it's otherwise a pretty standard league, just redraft keepers, a lot of the same folks for the most part. You know, when I was doing research as far as the different types of leagues that are available or that are out there just to provide content for the podcast, that's how I ran into your league posted on Reddit. And so when I saw 100 teams leagues, I was like, oh shoot, I gotta look into this. I mean, not just for reporting it on the podcast, but the fact that it's a crossover league between and with the NCAA to NFL concept, I thought it was pretty ingenious. And so I had no choice to at least to reply to one of your messages. And then, I think direct message back and forth. And then here I am joining as the AAC member of Charlotte. So
Charlotte. I try to remember which team you got over.
Yeah.
Charlotte.
Yeah. I was thinking about some other schools. I think I thought about Memphis but I mean, Charlotte's a fine city. My wife and I's been there many years ago. So I was like, you know what? I'll go with Charlotte. They're not super known. Why not take them to the championship? In this league at some point.
Yeah, it's kind of the fun thing about the league too. You just kind of pick a random school. Like I know when I first joined the basketball league, I picked New Mexico State. Never cared about New Mexico State in my life, and now I kind of care about New Mexico State randomly. So if they ever make the tournament, they're my guys. So kind of funny how that works out.
Crazy fact. Diego Pavia, the guy that went to Vanderbilt and finished runner-up, he went to New Mexico State way back in his first couple years.
Yeah, I ended up picking them, I think, back in the day because Pascal Siakam's from New Mexico State. So
interesting. Did not know that. That is
just a random school, hey?
New Mexico State in basketball, I think they're actually pretty decent, especially if they're getting guys like Siakam to come out of there. But,
I think Siakam came pretty raw though. If I remember correctly, he came straight from like an African development program.
Cameroon or something.
Cameroon, there you go.
Yeah. So you tell me. I know you've been talking about just your connection to New Mexico State, or at least loosely. So as far as starting the league, what did you have an interest? Did you always have a big interest in college football and the NFL up in Canada? I know there's a few. I know obviously you have the CFL up there. I guess first question is, do many Canadians follow college football?
I'd say in order, Canadians follow. Like NFL is still number 1 here.
Okay.
CFL 2, and then college football is like a distant 3. Like I don't actually personally know anyone in my life that really cares about college football that much. Like even I only have like a loose following of it. Like if someone asked me for like I know you asked Cam like what his preseason top 5 is, I wouldn't have a clue. I wouldn't even know what to tell you. So I watch a little bit when the playoff time comes around, and if there's nothing else on television. But the number 1 here is definitely the NFL. Like it's probably just as big here as it is in some places of the States. Maybe not as to the same extreme, but me and a group of buddies get together and we do, Sunday football watch every week. Like fantasy football is big everywhere, all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, fantasy football is, especially here in the States, I feel like it's starting to take off where it's not just this niche following. I think it's starting to creep into the mainstream and office pools and we got a side league up here now. Like it's me and like 4 of my buddies, and then our wives too. Like our wives are in a league with us now. So I got to get my wife into it.
It gets competitive. So
it leads to some interesting discussions at the dinner table. You know what I mean? So I've heard Canada, they have a few really good players that are in the NFL. Chase Brown and Chuba Hubbard. Did you follow them at all during your journey, working from, I guess, the youth level to now the NFL?
No, most guys here, like most Canadians end up in the NFL, like they're down to the stage training pretty early on. Like they're not going to, like there's a few that go to like a Canadian school up here, but almost like the vast majority of them are down there when they're probably teenagers in high school. It's the same in basketball, same in anything really, outside maybe hockey. Like once they get kind of, picked up or scouted or recruited at a young age, they kind of go to the States just for just the better development and stuff like that, right? Because as big as football is up here, we don't have the same type of infrastructure in place.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I'm a Chiefs fan, and there's one guy, he played for the Chiefs' first Super Bowl team. He was an offensive guard. His name was Laurent Duvernay Tardif, and he was from the Montreal area, which I've been to.
Yeah.
Montreal's a cool city.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, I think he went to school up there, and then somehow the Chiefs picked him up through this international pipeline program, and then became our starting guard for our first Super Bowl team.
Yeah, I think over the years it's kind of transitioned. At first, if there was Canadians in the NFL, they were almost all linemen, and now Brown and Hubbard are kind of the anomalies. And I think there was a Canadian receiver down there too. The name is escaping now. Aju was down there for a while. He's up in Calgary now, but the name of the guy
I think is from Canada, right?
Chase Claypool, thank you. And there's one more. I'm completely blanking on the name now here, but I know the 49ers have a backup quarterback, Curtis Rourke. He's a Canadian guy.
Okay.
Nathan Rourke was down playing in Jacksonville last year, his brother, and he's like the MVP of the CFL up here now. So kind of cool connections that way, but that's more recent. Like those were not happening. Quarterback, skill position players, they weren't coming out of Canada 20 years ago like they are now.
That makes sense. And so, as an NFL follower, I know you mentioned to me offline, but tell the audience who your favorite team is and how you built that connection
in the NFL.
Yeah,
the Vikings. I'm a big Vikings fan. I honestly couldn't tell you how I picked that team. It's just I've always been a Vikings fan. Probably playing Madden back in the day, must have liked the purple. But
right.
Yeah, it's kind of funny too though. Like I was an NFL fan, kind of on it. Like I was a fan, but not a huge fan. And until probably, like I said, probably last 10-ish years, I've kind of really gone into NFL, and now you know all the guys, right? So, went to my first game down there in 24, I think. Watched it was like week 17, Vikings Packers. It was whoever won had a chance to win the division. The year that the Lions, Vikings, and Packers all were like 15-2. So that was a fun game. Yeah. Sam Darnold year. So that was a fun game. It's a hell of a stadium. It's a crazy.
Yeah, I've heard how nice it is.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's actually pretty crazy. So
all right, cool. And then just briefly, I guess where do you see the Vikings this year in terms of expectations?
Well, I mean, what did we win last year? 9 games with arguably the worst quarterback I've ever seen. So Kyler Murray isn't some sort of Hall of Fame quarterback or nothing like that, but there's no way I can see it being any worse. So I think I could see it being maybe 12 wins. Probably don't win the division when you have Detroit there, maybe Green Bay for that matter, but I think 12-5, maybe we sneak in as like a 5 seed.
Okay.
That's what I think. So
all right. Well, I will check back to that towards the end of the interview and some of our rapid fire questions.
Okay.
So let's go back to the fantasy side of things and tell me about the logistical headache and the triumphs of setting up this huge league through Sleeper and through your spreadsheets.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So that's the thing. Like for anyone who doesn't know, like we run 12 leagues on Sleeper. So we have 12 conferences, 12 teams per. We have a schedule of in their conference games where you play your 11 conference mates once, and then we have an out of conference schedule. We have the conference championships, and this year for the first time we have the full 12 team college football playoff. So some of the headaches, of course, is compiling 12 leagues worth of data into one place, which I use spreadsheets because like Cam and McCade, the guy I brought up earlier, like they are pretty good with the APIs and bringing data out of Sleeper and all that. But so we try to just pull it all into spreadsheets, and every week I'll post rankings and I'll post the results across the league and kind of a playoff picture and all that stuff. So that's the tough part, right? Because everyone on Tuesday morning is itching to see it, but just like everyone else, like I do have a job, so trying to get it out as quickly as you can on a Tuesday morning. Sometimes it means maybe doing some fantasy stuff when you should be working, which can get tougher and some point for you. So that's probably the hardest part is, just trying to stay on top of things, right? So, and then also that is like the people, good and bad. Like you get some really good members. Like I've met some guys through here who are just pretty incredible with what they can do in terms of setting things up, and just the ideas they have and all that. As much as we argue sometimes in the Discord, and I know Jay will probably attest to that because he thinks I pick on him, but they're pretty good. Like, and then but on the other end you have the headaches. Like, we've had to kick people before, and it is what it is. It's in the end of the day, it's a free league, and I'm not going to put up with a bunch of crap when I'm just doing this for pretty much just the enjoyment, just to have a league, right?
Yeah, I mean, you got 144 people, or at least 144 teams managed by a lot of people.
Yeah,
so
I think we have 100 people across 144 teams. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty big task to manage and herd that number of people through the season. So tell me about the recruitment of those members. I know Cam's touched on it quite a bit in the first part of this episode, but tell me from your perspective what it's like getting members in the league.
Yeah, the first couple of years was actually pretty easy because there was the basketball league, I think, is 168 members, not just teams. There's 168 members there. So we kind of pulled from there, and we filled the first 36, 48 people, whatever it was, pretty easily. Like 1 in 4 guys out of that league were like, yeah, we'll do it again. So a lot of those members have stuck around to this day because they already liked the other league. They knew what they were getting into. So the ones who wanted to be in it just stuck around. And then after that, it gets a little bit more dicey. You hop into Reddit, and we'll get some guys like you that are obviously fairly knowledgeable and you can tell want to be around, but then you get the guys who join, they draft, and then all of a sudden you never hear from them again. So that's the headache with recruiting people off Reddit. The sleeper forums are not good, but I find that most of our best members are guys that are like buddies of other guys still in the league. I find as soon as we get a guy who maybe there's 2 or 3 of them in real life that all know one another, those guys will stick around forever, it feels like.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that's due to leadership and making sure that you're transparent, you're consistent, and you have a level of integrity. So I think I got to give you, Cam, and the other leaders of the league a lot of credit for running such a solid league. I mean, managing 100 personalities is not easy. I haven't done that in my job, so doing that for fantasy football for free. I think that's a big testament to your patience handling different folks out there that you don't know.
Yeah, in all honesty, most of the guys are pretty good. Like, most guys are pretty great. Like, in the end, it's also a free league, so there's not ever any no one's ever mad over anything monetary, right? It's just at the end of the day, if anyone really doesn't like it, it's just a free league. There's no reason to be overly upset about anything.
Exactly. So tell me about setting up the draft. So I'm just going through some of my notes here. So is the slow draft the norm across all the leagues, or is that specific to whoever's running it?
Yeah, well, in theory, I guess if one league wanted to do a live draft, I'd have no issue with it. But like you said, like, we have guys from Canada, we have guys from the States, we have some guys from overseas. It would be, cool. I think it'd be almost impossible to get live drafts going. But it's always funny because you just joined during the startup, right? But next year when you're here, we'll have all the rookie drafts, and it's always funny how they all start the same day. And there'll be one conference, like I think it was the Sun Belt this year, popped it out in like 2 days or something like that. And then we have other conferences that take 2 weeks because there'll be 1 or 2 guys who like to milk a full 24-hour clock. So it's kind of funny because guys will get on guys' asses about it and give everyone a hard time. But live drafts would be great if it was easy to facilitate. It would be a ton of fun.
Yeah, I think my league took like 4 weeks to get it done.
I think you guys are one of the slowest ones. So
it was. I mean, I'll admit, I think there might have been 1 or 2 picks that I took about a day. I think I just got caught up with work and home, I was checking the sleeper app, and I see OTC in the chat. I'm like, oh shoot, I was just waiting for the memes to pop up to start playing me to get me to choose. But I think it's a solid. I think it's a good idea. There's just too many people to manage, so you got
way too many. Yeah, I know. We have a couple leagues, like a couple conferences, I think would be able to do it, but we've never had any try yet because really, if one guy can't make it, like, I'm just gonna say, well, let's just do the slow draft. It's May. There's no point to. We're not in any rush here, so.
No. I mean, I've seen some commissioners, maybe not for a league of this magnitude, but instead of doing the Well, I guess when you have that many people, you have to do it, because I was going to suggest potentially having a commissioner just setting the date and then everyone just plans around it. But I mean, if you got people all around the world in different time zones, I mean, it's not really all that feasible.
And at the end of the day, I think if we were to do that, since it is a free league, I think you would just see a bunch of auto picking going on.
You probably already explained this, but talk about the league schedule just one more time. Explain exactly out of conference, the in conference schedule, and then how you sync the playoff schedule within the NFL Fantasy League schedule.
Yeah, so we've changed it this year because we're getting a little bit. We're trying to mimic real life as best we can, within reason. Like, we want to be somewhat realistic to how the college football landscape works while still being, fun. So this year we're going to the first week of the year. Week 1 will be out of conference, and we let guys schedule these as they want. So if they had a buddy in another conference they wanted to play, we said, sure, go for it. So that'll be week 1. Week 2 through 12, I believe. Oh, no, sorry. Week 2 through 12 is going to be just our in-conference schedule. So you'll play the 11 guys in your league once for those. And then week 13 is our conference championships. So the 1 and 2 seeds in every conference will play off of the conference championship. And then from week 14 to 17, we have the college football playoffs, 12 teams. The top 4 get a bye. We have auto bids set up for the Power 6 conferences. We have some auto bids for the Group of 6, and then we have some at-large spots. We've avoided week 12 and 13 or 13 and 14 in the past just because of the NFL bye weeks.
Okay.
But this year we decided whatever, we'll just go with it, because in the end, I don't think week 13 this year has buys. I think week 14 has 2. So I mean, if you're a top team and there's a good chance you're going to be in the college football playoffs, like, you have 13 weeks to make a trade. That's the way we see it. So
okay,
even if you take a little loss, but yeah, and it is what it is, right? So like, it's kind of like the thing I said where we want to balance realism and fun. So we think that just having the full college football playoff is more fun than, because last year we were doing some chaotic system where we had 3 weeks to try and get all that done. It ended up with like a 3-team final, and it was just goofy. So we moved away from that. We've had some, not complaints, but we've had some suggestions, some strongly worded suggestions over the years to change that. So that's what we're doing this year.
Gotcha. So when you get to weeks 14 to 17, obviously you're playing across multiple leagues. So is that set up just through like spreadsheets or a website where the matchups are done there?
Yeah. So we have the spreadsheet, and the spreadsheet always has like a schedule for every week. And then this year it looks like McCade, he's a little bit more, he knows some coding that I don't know, but he's managed to put together, using that spreadsheet, it's built a website. So on the website you can go and see live scoring and all that, where in the past you had to ping each other in Discord and ask for scores before they were finalized. So that should help alleviate some of my, before when I was talking about working on a Tuesday morning trying to get this done. This website should hopefully help that. It'll post some stuff live and people will be able to see it all quickly, or if not in real time, hopefully in real time. I don't know. I haven't seen it in play yet, but that's the goal.
Gotcha. Is that which, if you don't mind me asking, which thread is that in?
I don't know if I posted it yet because Kate's still working on it.
Gotcha.
So we wanted to wait until it was finalized before we did that. I think it's pretty close though. I'm pretty sure he just uses what do you call it, like some AI tool that just pretty much pulls my spreadsheet into a website looking thing. So
I gotta love AI for at least and for those aspects, being able to get it done a lot more efficiently and saving a lot of time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So okay, I think you already mentioned this, but preseason ranking, when's that coming out? And then have there been any wired or wire champions in this league?
Preseason rankings, we sent those out, I think, just a couple weeks ago. If I remember correctly, Kansas State's number 1 right now.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, they went, what did he do? He went 13-1 last year and then lost in his conference championship. Ooh. And I'm pretty sure I think maybe he went undefeated and lost in his conference championship. So he didn't make the playoff last year. So he was a little upset about that. And then what do you mean by wire to wire? You mean like back to back?
Just basically anyone that was, preseason top, like the top team in the preseason that went. Okay.
No, nothing. I know was the first year we had the league, and we used I go and find some, websites and pull together information for the rankings in the preseason. And I know in that first year they had me, I'm Baylor, and they had us in I don't know, I think I was a top 3 team or something like that. And I'm pretty sure I started the season 0-8. So the preseason rankings to me now mean nothing.
So in those preseason rankings, do you have some sort of formula that
Yeah.
puts that all together?
Yeah. We use a combination of wins, points for, and then your strength of schedule. And then it kind of weights where you were in the prior week, just because with a formula it can get kind of wonky. So I laughed on the last episode with Cam when he was talking about potentially having like a committee to do it or whatnot. And I've always been against that because it's just a lot of work every week to try and get that together, and you got to do it quickly. So I've always done the formula. It's pretty much equally weighted, mostly from points for and wins, and it works pretty good in my opinion. And then it also, if anyone wants to argue with me, they have to fight the formula, not me.
Yeah. So would you equate this to how the BCS system was way back in the day, like 20 years ago?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. There's pros and cons. I know even in real college football, there is a big controversy of, I think, Miami getting into the playoff through selection. And I think one other team, I know Cam had mentioned BYU probably should have gotten in as an at-large, if I'm not mistaken. But
Cam probably says it every year about BYU,
though. So there's 2 different ways to decide champions, and you just kind of have to keep it moving from there.
Yeah, the way I see it is win your games and score some points, and you won't have to argue with the formula.
Yep, gotcha. And then you mentioned engaging with your league members. So through newsletters, I really like the fact that you go through your Discord and are very responsive as commissioner, because I think that's really critical. Are there any other insights or things that you have that help you engage with your league members?
Yeah, no, the Discord is huge, especially when you got that many people, and you can't, since we're in 12 different sleeper chats, like you just can't use sleeper, right? So the Discord's nice because it brings everybody together from all the different conferences. And then like I pretty much built that spreadsheet up now where every week I can just put in that's part of the reason why I like that formula too, because I can just put in the results from the prior week. Our rankings are done. As soon as I throw that in, I can post a scoreboard, I can post the rankings. I fiddle around the past of doing like games of the week and stuff like that, and I start strong every year with it, and then it feels like kind of Christmas holiday time kind of comes around, and then it gets hard. But guys are pretty good. Like guys will, it's kind of funny when you read the Discord chat. Like guys will have their own little beefs with one another and stuff, so it kind of creates the storylines themselves. So on that regard, I don't have to do a ton. It's just the magnitude of the league and enough people in it. There's enough chit chatter going on in the Discord where it's pretty good that way on a week-to-week basis.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. This is definitely the most unique league setup I've been in. Most leagues I've been in have been, your standard 10, 12 team leagues.
Yeah.
With friends or a mix of friends and strangers, and, having 100 people to talk to and talk trash with among 140 teams.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to make sure to turn my notifications down during the thick of the season, but I'll definitely gonna be making sure to be on there and making my team competitive. I think I put out in my request to face Georgia. I don't know if I'm gonna get that or not, but for my non-conference game.
Yeah, I think Georgia's a popular one that people wanted to play this year, so I'd have to take a look and tell you, but
if not, I'll find somebody else. I'm not gonna call them out on the show because that's just gonna call for bad karma. But I'll have someone lined up for you offline. So this is obviously a lot of work as a commissioner, and this is kind of like another question that I have for you is like, is there any point of burnout, or how do you keep yourself kind of going to not get overburdened by the workload? I know you got people to help you out, but
I was gonna say the people helping out is a big one. That's got to be by far number one. There's times like I know there's been weeks where I'm just like, guys, I'm either busy through work or family stuff or whatever, and I ask someone, can you do this? And generally someone will step up and do it. So that's a big help. Then the other one is too, like this is year whenever 5 or 6, I don't remember now, and we've done such a good job of setting up the spreadsheet essentially that the week-to-week work has gotten smaller and smaller every year. So I'm hoping this year with that website too, I'm hoping that it gets even smaller. But outside of this league, I run quite a few other ones. So I don't know. I just like doing it. I've always enjoyed doing it. So no burnout yet. It's been getting a little bit tougher since having my daughter, but other than that, like it's probably what I'd have to do in the future if I ever was to feel some burnout. I'd probably have to cut some leagues. Like I'm in other ones that I don't manage. I'd probably just drop those ones first, to be quite honest. So
back here on the Commission's Corner of the DMV Fantasy Football Podcast with TK from up north in Canada. We'll be talking a little more fantasy football of the 140 plus team NCAA to NFL crossover league, and then we'll get into the rapid fire segment covering topics within the NBA, NFL, and more. So TK, this next question here is related to this NFL and NCAA crossover league. Have you thought about taking the Discord or taking this league and turning it into a paid league? Give me your thoughts on that.
Yeah. Personally, like this is one of the only leagues I play in actually that is for free. I generally only play in paid leagues, so this is a little bit of a weird one for me, but I don't think I ever would, just simply because recruiting is hard enough as it is for 144 teams, and every year we probably have to replace, I don't know, 5 to 10%. So I can only imagine the difficulties I would have trying to convince people to not only join such a kind of out there league, but also ask them to pay on top of it. So also being a free league too gives me kind of like a little bit more leeway to make changes and stuff like that. That people in a paid league probably would not appreciate. So especially if you would have been here from day one, just how much it's changed over the last half decade or so. Like in a paid league, I don't think anybody really would have went for that. So I don't think the money would ever work here, but as much as I would like it to.
Yeah, I mean, I could see maybe some pros of having a paid league where you could potentially have more people or more of the managers engaged, but with engagement comes potentially a lot of discord, no pun intended. Where you got guys fighting for prize money, and that's where you really gotta, as a commissioner, big decisions to make for over 100 people.
Exactly, especially in a league like this where it's not in like your regular 12-man leagues, right? Like who makes the playoffs is pretty easy. You all play each other all year, the top 4 move on or whatever. Whereas this one's like our schedules aren't all even, and then you get in. You see you brought it up before with Miami or whatever in the real NCAA this year. Like I can only imagine what would happen if a guy felt that he got snubbed from the national championship if there was some money on the line.
Right. Exactly. So you already see the reactions of the selection committee making their choices and fans being up in arms. But then, you got managers that you're interacting with every day within this 100-person league. You could certainly have a handful to deal with. And so I totally respect your decision to keep it free.
Yeah.
In the grand vision of your league, so this is just something I've thought about.
Right.
Have you considered pitching this particular league or this style of league to the alumni relations teams or athletic department and PR teams at a lot of these major football schools, and see if they could have one of their members start something similar? Give me your thoughts on this particular idea.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be very cool. Like that would be really cool actually if every league was ran by an alumni of the school or a player, or what I mean, something, because then it would blow up, I'd assume. Like, assuming the people would care a lot. So that part would be cool. That's probably not the job for me, but if anybody would ever steal this idea and go with it, I would be fine with me. I think it'd be super cool actually if it was actually recognized by the programs themselves.
Yeah, I mean exactly. You can kind of see this concept of an idea that you've started and taken for several years, and having it blow up to the national level with the NCAA or whatever college sports is getting into nowadays. I think that'd be pretty cool. And you never know. I mean, you just never know with these kind of things. So just keep up the good work running the league. So.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, I also think it would just be cool enough if we could get, instead of these sleeper leagues, like I've always been a fan of Fantrax, and because then we can get all 144 people in one league. You can trade across. Like, I also think that would be awesome, but it's a whole another level undertaking there, right? Like, it's just so much more work involved, as cool as it would be.
Exactly. Yeah. And is Fantrax, is that subscription based too? Or
if you were to do something that big, it definitely would be.
Yeah. So, I mean, that would be money out of your pocket
someone's
pocket.
So I'm pretty sure, like, just knowing the guys in the league, if I put up whatever you want to call it, a GoFundMe for the $144, I'm pretty sure someone would put a buck or two. Yeah, it wouldn't take very long. But
all right, so this is more of a silly question. So you obviously got these managers of this 144 team league all over the country, all over the world, to be honest. And so imagine having or hosting a draft party before watching the first week or opening weekend of college football. Just imagine that. And I guess first off, hypothetically, where would you have this watch party? What type of food, and how will this turn out? Will everybody make it out alive from this watch party?
Yeah, when I read this, I kind of laughed because I first thought was in the end, this is like, a pretty deep or a pretty far out there league. And I was like, in the end, you pretty much have 140 Redditors sitting around. So who knows how much conversation would even be had, right? People would have to get from behind their screen and actually go somewhere. But I don't know. I'd have to bring everybody up here to Saskatchewan. We have 2 months a year of good weather. So you have to come and enjoy it while we could.
And what 2 months are they?
July, August are pretty much our summer months. Like it's not quite that bad. Like I guess it depends where you're from. But we have winter pretty much from November to April, and then spring and fall are about 3 weeks each, and then the rest is pretty solid. Like right now, we're right in the middle of the best time of the year up here. So
like I said, I've been to Canada once, and it was during August. So I had a buddy of mine from school. He lives in Vermont. So I drive up there, meet up with him in Vermont, and then from there we go to Montreal. And this was in August, and the weather was quite nice, I gotta say. I really enjoyed myself over there.
Yeah, and you gotta remember though, like where are you, Washington?
DC. Yeah.
Like my geography here, I gotta think about this. So you might be closer to me right now than Montreal is, but
wow. Yeah.
That
makes I think that checks out.
Yeah. Just trying to think where Washington is here now, but so it kind of varies all over the place too. Like I'm from the prairie, so we get pretty harsh winters here. Like middle of February, like we'll definitely have a week or two that's like minus 40. That's the same in Celsius and Fahrenheit. So
I'm a Fahrenheit guy. So
so
I'm kind of ignorant with Celsius. Sorry.
Yeah. So minus 40 is the same in both. So we'll have minus 40, but then we'll have plus 40, which for you guys will be 95, 100 or something like that.
No way.
Yeah. So there's like 100. It can get, like a couple weeks ago it was 37 or 38 here, which I'm pretty sure is high 90s. So,
90s,
yeah. So it can get. We have some drastic. We'll literally go from the coldest place on earth to the hottest. I swear to God, it feels like it. So
that is wild because being in DC, I always complained about the weather or temperature swings that we have, but it doesn't get quite as cold. I think we get down to about, like, this winter was pretty bad. We got a solid foot of snow a couple times, which is probably nothing to you guys.
I was gonna say that's
it. Man, I mean, we had to cancel a couple days of school, like weeks of school, because we got a foot of snow in DC, and the temperatures in Fahrenheit, I guess it got down to like the teens, the 20s, but
I think that's like, that must be like minus 10 for us or whatever. Like if we get minus 10 in the winter, that's a beautiful day.
Oh really? Oh man. We're struggling out here. We're trying to keep the water running so the pipes don't break or burst.
But to be fair, that it's like that across Canada too, right? So like where I'm from, it's like that. But if we get over, like, you get into the Toronto, Montreal areas, like they don't have the same, they don't get that all the time. They don't get these huge pilings of snow or nothing. So if they get hit there, it might affect them similar to what you are. Whereas west, they're more in the Midwest, North area. We're more used to it. It's half our year, so.
I see. So I mean, I grew up in Missouri, and so I guess in terms of the dynamic, it was similar, but the temperatures weren't the same by no means. Like it was much cooler, and we got a lot. It was a lot more icy rain where it caused roads to be frozen, and but they never really, at least from my time growing up, I don't remember schools closing as frequently as they do out here in the East Coast in DC. So
yeah, well, I don't where you guys positioned compared to like the Great Lakes. I know you guys can get hammered pretty good there, but
in terms of the distance,
yeah.
So from us to Michigan, probably about 12 hours, 12 hours.
Okay, yeah, but you're just
drive,
southeast of them. Yeah, so when you guys get hit pretty hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're a good ways away. Like, I mean, that's at least, flying, that's at least a couple hours to get to, like about an hour and a half, 2 hours to get to, to Michigan, Minnesota. So, but yeah, that's just kind of how it is. But yeah, let's go into the rapid fire questions to end the show. First off, does LeBron get a ring in Philly at some point?
No, I don't think they're going to stay healthy enough. I think with Embiid, I think it's too important to that whole thing, and I can't see him standing through a full 4 rounds of playoff basketball.
Okay. One player to put on the Raptors right now, prime Vince Carter or prime Tracy McGrady?
Yeah, when I read this one, it was killing me. In the end, I went with Vince Carter.
Okay.
People forget that he was everyone remembers his dunks, but the guy was also one of the best shooters in the league for a while there. So I'm going to go Vince Carter. But if I had to pick any Raptor, just to go off topic here, I'd probably go Kyle Lowry. You need Kyle Lowry in town. And that would
just in terms of his leadership ability?
Yeah. Okay. The guy was amazing. One of the most underrated players of all time.
Yeah, I love this game. He is so fiery. Like, I don't think he got the type of, I don't think he got his flowers because he was in the same era with a lot of the great point guards during that time. Like Russell Westbrook, who just retired, Chris Paul, who just retired, Damian Lillard.
We're missing a big one. Steph Curry. Yeah, no, for sure. But I think he was top 5 through that whole thing. And really his longevity's been pretty crazy. And he carried those Raptors teams for a few years. I know DeRozan got a lot of the credit, but it was Lowry.
Yeah, I think Lowry was definitely the leader for those Raptors, in my opinion. Is Lowry still in the league, or has he officially retired?
He officially retired as a Raptor in July.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Hey, kudos to him. I mean, he's basically, he and I are the same age, and so I'm just happy that he was able to play at a high level for that long. So
no doubt. Hey,
so
I don't think anybody a decade ago thought that Kyle Lowry and LeBron would be the 2 old guys in the league.
Yeah, exactly. So next question, which is more related to you being a Vikings fan, do you regret the Vikings letting Sam Darnold walk for JJ McCarthy?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes, because obviously Sam Darnold is a much better quarterback than JJ McCarthy, but also no, because I think it's just a risk you have to take every time. You draft a guy that early in the draft, like you see all these teams have success with these guys on these rookie contracts from the quarterback position. So I think it's a solid risk. And also, if we were to pay Darnold, like what did he get paid, like 40, 50 million or something, we would have to let so much other stuff go that I don't think we would have been a contender anyway.
That's fair. That's fair. I get the line of reasoning there.
Yeah.
Next one is Kyler Murray over under on touchdowns this season. 25. Is he hit the over under?
Hopefully the over. If not, we're in trouble. So I'm going to go over.
Go to over. Okay.
Yeah, we don't really have a rushing attack, so hopefully he better be over 25, because if we don't score 25 passing touchdowns, I'm thinking my 12-win prediction is going to be too high.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the Vikings have one of the best receiving rooms in the league. You got Addison, Jefferson, and then y'all signed Jawan Jennings. And then y'all still have TJ Hawkinson at tight end, right?
Yeah, and he had a bad year last year, but hopefully he's a bounce-back candidate.
Yeah, I really like O'Connell as an offensive coach. And I know he'll definitely get the pass game going, but I know you're running. Yeah, like you mentioned, Mason and especially Aaron Jones is getting up there now. I'm surprised y'all didn't upgrade the running back room more.
Yeah, I know there's a bunch of, probably pipe dreams more than legitimate chances of it happening, but lots of people were, at least in Vikings fandom, were all over Jeremiah Young or whatever.
Jeremiah Love,
Jeremiah Love. So obviously that didn't happen, but that would have been a nice fit.
Yeah, he would end up going top 3. I think the Chiefs were in on him. The Commanders in Washington, D.C., they really liked him. So, Arizona, they didn't really need a running back, but they went ahead and drafted him anyway.
Yeah,
so we'll
pretty
see how
puzzling there.
Yeah.
Love, Connor, Benson.
Yeah, and then they have Algier. They have Tyler Algier, BYU guy. So
yeah, I know.
So I mean, I know Cam's a Broncos fan, but maybe he'll watch some games with Algier for the
Yeah,
Cardinals when he's
yeah,
giving Love a breather.
yeah. And it might be him. I wonder if the Cardinals might know something we don't about. I mean, Connor's been banged up a lot. I want to say
True.
that Benson's missed a season already, right? So,
Yeah.
or did he miss a whole season? Or he missed quite a bit of a season at least. So
I have all I know is he hasn't played that many games.
he hasn't played that many games. So
I haven't put him on a fantasy team for that reason. So
yeah,
who knows what's going on over in Arizona? I mean, silly question. I mean, like I said, I'm an American, so I'm not a big hockey guy, but is fantasy hockey a big thing in Canada?
It's not as big as fantasy football, but it's definitely number two.
Number two.
We around, at least where I'm from, people are big into like the pools. So have you ever done like a box pool? No, like a box pool.
What's that?
So they're mostly ran as like fundraisers for, I mean, around here, hockey rinks, hockey teams, any sort of. So you pretty much just get a piece of paper. It's got 20 boxes on it. There's 6 names in each box, and you pretty much pick one guy for every box. It's like the most simple, old school version of fantasy sports you can imagine.
That is so cool. Oh man, I'm surprised it hasn't caught on down here in the States, because I feel like fantasy sports is booming, and then 2, I think people are starting, I guess because of AI people are starting to get a distaste of it, and they want to go back to more tangible, old school ideas.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if that's going to catch on here eventually.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
It's nice. Really cool. It's great for fundraisers, right? Because a place will do like 50-50, and whatever the organization gets half the profit, and then the winner gets the other half, and anyone can do it, right? Like my mom does them, my grandma's done them, my aunt, like people who don't ever play fantasy sports in any fashion would fill out a quick, hockey playoff pool, box pool.
That's really cool. I definitely like the charitable aspect as well.
Yeah. And then fantasy hockey in general, though, like that's actually where I started commissioning. Like I started running a fantasy hockey league with me and my buddies, and that's by far my longest running league. Like I think we started this thing back in 2015 or 2014 or something, when I was just fresh out of high school, and it's still going today. And it's went from just like a basic, same thing as you said with your home league, started as a basic, probably 6-team redraft, and now we're into randomly an 11-team contract dynasty keeper hybrid thing. That's been pretty fun. So
that's cool. Cool. So do you have what is your favorite hockey team or NHL team?
Toronto Maple Leafs.
Maple Leafs. Okay.
Yeah.
In terms of proximity, was the Winnipeg, or is the Winnipeg Jets were they the closest team in Canada there to you?
To me, it'd be Winnipeg or Calgary. I'm kind of dead smack in the middle.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, cool. And then going back to basketball, does Canada hoops, or does the Canadian national basketball team, do they get a medal in the upcoming Olympics in 2028?
Well, I would have said they got a medal in 2024 one, and we saw how that worked out. So I still think they got a pretty good chance. They got a good squad there. Pretty much entirely depends on Shea Gilgeous, if he's healthy, if he's there. We need a big man, so hopefully Zach Edey works out and doesn't get hurt again. But
right.
Yeah, he didn't play last time. Zach, he didn't play. Jamal Murray was banged up. So if we can get everybody there and healthy, which seems unlikely, it seems every year in basketball in the summer, there's 3 or 4 guys that either are hurt or they're in the middle of a contract negotiation, so they don't want to go play free basketball before they have a contract locked up. Yeah. So hopefully it works up next in 2028. And where are the Olympics in 2028?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be wide open. I mean, as an American, I obviously want the U.S. to get the gold, but I think this might be the cycle where things really, really open up, because LeBron isn't going to be playing forever. Mm-hmm. Steph is going to be 40, and then KD, Kevin Durant's going to be 40 as well, and there isn't really a guy that is. I mean, I guess Anthony Edwards would be the one.
Cade,
Cade Cunningham, and I think we can get Paolo Banchero on board.
Yeah,
and then it'd be cool to get Brunson on the team too, but still, there's not.
Brunson might be the guy, honestly, going forward. Yeah, because your guys' closing lineups this last year was Curry, and I think it was Anthony Davis and LeBron and was it KD? Like it was a pretty old
KD
squad.
was definitely on a closing lineup. Edwards, I think Edwards got a lot of
never
run
been out
initially,
there.
but I think he kind of was struggling a little bit in the international game. And so he ended up, I don't think he got as much run towards the money games for the Olympics. So we'll see with the US. I mean, I think France is obviously going to be a big contender.
France needs some guards, but
they do.
Yeah.
But between Wemby and Alex Sarr and Gobert, I mean, that's a pretty formidable front line. If they just get one, like you said, one guard to kind of facilitate. And the Wizards, they got Koulibaly, but he's gonna have to take a huge step.
He's French, right?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
So
he's probably their biggest guard prospect they have.
Good answer there. And then, who do you trust more to make a winning bet? Jonte Porter, Brandon Sorsby, or Drake?
I don't like Drake, so that might be kind of a hot take as a Canadian, but I'm not a Drake fan.
Don't like Drake?
I don't like Drake at all.
And for me, I'm kind of hot and cold, but in terms of the music, I actually like a lot of the old Drake stuff.
Yeah. I'm a bigger fan of when Drake was a little, 2015, 2016. I didn't mind him as like a personality. Like he was always around the Raptors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've always found his music a little corny, and then I think as he's getting older here, it's getting a little corny now. Now it's like, man, you're 40. You need to grow up.
Yeah.
And then Sorsby, honestly, I have no idea. And then Jonte Porter, that's funny because he looked pretty good for whatever the 10 games he played before he decided he was going to throw his entire life away. But so I'd probably go Jonte Porter. Yeah, he looked okay. Like I know he only didn't get drafted because he had big medical concerns and stuff.
Okay.
So once he kind of got that behind him and he was on the team, and I remember watching him because we were terrible that year. And I remember watching him and thinking like, this guy's pretty good. And then now you think back, it's like he was throwing half these games. So it's like, how good was he actually if he was trying? He might be the guy because apparently he'll make sure the bet actually comes through.
Yeah. I mean, so I didn't know. I knew a little bit about him in college, but I did not know much about him in the NBA until I heard about the scandal. I guess as a Raptors fan, did you sense anything funny watching him live before?
No, nothing. I mean, he got brought up like, I don't even remember what year it was. It might have been the COVID year that we were playing at Tampa Bay. I don't even remember it. Maybe it was too long ago, and we were horrible. So we were bringing up just a bunch of young guys at the end of the year just to like test them out. And I remember thinking some games he looked really good, and then some games he would kind of be disappearing at the time. But I'm like, it's not that weird for a young player, right?
Yeah.
And then you hear about this, and now you kind of wonder, like, maybe the games where he disappeared were the ones where he had some bets on the line.
Yeah, because I've seen some stuff, like seen the videos that were in question, and then when you isolate it, you could literally see him like running away from the ball.
Yeah, or the eye injuries. I remember at the time thinking too, like, man, this guy hurts his eye a lot. He has bad luck.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, he's just betting.
Yeah. Oh man, I mean, that's kind of what happens with the the whole gambling thing now.
Yeah.
I mean, they're kind of getting in bed with these major sports leagues, and it's a fine line to walk.
Who could have saw it coming, hey?
Yeah, exactly. So lastly, if you want, provide your socials, Discord server, or outlets where people can reach you, or if there's anything else you want to share.
Yeah, so the easiest way probably would be to hit me up on Reddit. My tag is Stu Johnston Burner. That's
Stu Johnston Burner. Okay.
Johnston. There's a T in there. Johnston.
Stu Johnston.
Yeah, STU. I pretty much only use that one nowadays for my fantasy stuff. So just try to keep it isolated from other areas. I'm not active on like X or nothing like that. But the other way too is, I mean, they can also shout out to you, and I'm sure you could send them the link. So
I think Cam is the courtside analyst. So so I'll pub that as well. But yeah, TK, it's been great having you on the show. It's been
fun.
Really cool talking to you coming from Canada. And just want to say thank you for coming on this show and talking about your experiences as a longtime fantasy football commissioner of this massive 144 team NCAA NFL crossover league.
Thanks for having me on.
Yo, check it.
Appreciate you all for coming out to this edition of the Commissioner's Corner of the DMV Fantasy Football Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe at our YouTube page and Substack newsletter at DMV Commish or wherever else you do your streaming. And see you all next time.
Check it.